We are
think so.
missing Tanya, but that's it. It sucks she's not here, but just one player. You know, I just realized how fitting it is that Megalovania is the song that got randomly played to start this off with.
Just depends on how determined you are. "5 days till Christmas."
Are other folks in the what is this program? Other folks on the fantasy
Yes,
grounds server?
we're
Oh,
in
there you are.
here.
I didn't see anybody.
I just need to select a character.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Just making sure.
All right, hello and welcome to the stream. I am Raw Zim, and this is Tides of Madness Exalted. I will turn it over now. Well, actually, I guess I would be the most fitting for the recap this week.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I didn't think about that. I guess I gotta break out the voice, don't I?
Probably.
I am Nevis, King of Conquerors. We arrived at this town looking for a freshly exalted Lunar that seemed to have been under basically assault by the villagers of this village. And we came, and the poor boy, he really just was not competent in battle. I could not bring myself to fight him, so I extended the olive branch, as it were, and brought him out of his rage. We have settled things with the villagers, ensuring those responsible for the death of the old man were executed properly. And now we have been confronted by some supposedly perfect individual, a fair folk, who simply just was not perfect, just way too over the top. There's nothing to him that's perfect.
Did somebody say perfect? Are you recapping this? Oh, I must simply join in. Yes, it was a glorious day
this
when we
is
met.
mine. Get out of here.
But I could make this recap 10 times more. No, 20 times. No, 1,000,000 times more perfect.
No. This is mine. You come later.
You never let me have any fun.
Anyways, he's coming with a supposed army to face off against my much superior army, the adorable assassins. And, well, that is where we begin.
And so we begin. You guys have been given a week to prep and prepare before this fair folk will return in order to try to kill you all.
Really, Toshibe? Really? Toshibe says, say hi to Lot's wife for him. The donation goal has been completed. Thank you once again, Toshibe.
You're welcome.
We're all gonna die, aren't we?
As the ground begins to quake and rumble, and you guys can feel something.
Hold up! Preparations first!
I'm sorry. As the ground
No!
Yes. rumbles and shakes, and from the very center of town, a massive palace begins to rise, crushing and hurling buildings aside as it rises higher and higher and higher until a beautiful, pure wall of... Is that salt? Has formed into the shape of a massive palace.
Okay,
Well, there's something you
So-
don't see every day.
when did this happen?
Literally just 10 seconds ago.
Has it been the week?
Nope.
Okay.
It's been about 3 minutes since Domino left.
Super.
Alright, change of plans for my territory. One of its terms is going to be salt-free.
Oh, darling! Do you like this new castle I built?
No.
As up on the rafters, clad in gleaming white armor that also looks to be made of salt, is Domino, a sword resting point down on the ground, leans on it, looking down at all of you. Oh, I simply couldn't wait. So I decided to bring one of my castles here. I thought we could have a siege, a wonderful siege. You all attempting to get in here. Don't worry, I already took care of all the villagers. They're trapped inside. That way you have motivation to attempt to overthrow me. Before you, I'm thinking I kill one every hour? I mean, we can do one every 10 minutes if you like.
You know, I actually have to respect the architecture. I don't know how you do freestanding archways made out of salt. It's quite, well done.
Oh, darling, I know absolute perfect ways of shaping salts.
If I recall, we don't really care about those villagers. We were in fact going to execute all of them.
Ooh, perhaps we could have a holiday together after we're done. We could take some time executing each and every one of them in the most painful and gory way possible. It'll be fun.
Okay, so I have a plan to get inside. It's really stupid. When we want to go in, let me know.
Don't we just have a flying island that can just go over the walls?
You would then need to have time to send your army down into dropships.
These walls look to be 100 feet high. Bigger than anything should possibly be able to stand based on the weight of them.
Yes, Sirio, that is something Exalted are capable of. Sirio asked if we can reroute a river to the castle to wash away everything.
You could try, yes.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't think it's going to work.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's going to work either, but that is something that Exalted are capable of.
Fair enough.
At least the rerouting of, rivers, the removal of mountains, the creation of massive chasms, things like that.
So, when would we like to storm the castle?
Do we still have a week for preparation, or is this just happening now?
Well, he said he's killing them 1 an hour.
Right then.
So he changed the terms.
Apparently he made a new deal.
He changed the deal. Pray he does not change it again.
I was trying to remember the exact line.
I think that's close enough.
Yep.
Well then.
Does that mean he broke the other deal, or by saying giving us a week?
No, darling! I simply changed it perfectly! First, I lead you into a false sense of security. And then, when your guards are down, this rises. And then, against all odds, you must fight and attempt to overcome me within my domain itself. It shall be absolutely perfect.
I think I saw a river over about a mile in that direction. Wouldn't you guys agree that would be a far more perfect battle site? With the river flowing through the area. Just right down the middle,
Certainly make it wetter.
The castle is now gone, as is the town, and all of you are suddenly on a riverfront. As is the castle.
Dang it.
Well, that was easier than I thought.
Yes, perfect. A natural weakness of my castle that you can attempt to exploit. However, I, in my more perfect mind, have already figured out ways to solve such issues.
Hey, Domino, I'm going to walk closer to the castle wall, the solid wall. I love the architecture of this place, but I believe right here would be a wonderfully grand giant archway that an army could fit through. I think that would be perfect.
Oh yes, I
Perfect.
concur.
Perfect, you say? You think that my castle could be even more perfect than it already is?
I mean, just think about it. If there was a big open arch, wonderful designs around it, etched into the salt that you so perfectly have perfect.
You're right. No, not one arch. 2 arches. No, 5 arches. We can build the arches on arches. And it will be absolutely perfect. As said wall is now made of 5 arches. You're not sure how. It shouldn't be able to stand like this, but it is.
I'm sorry, I wanted to see if my stupid idea worked before the river thing.
What? You okay?
I'm allergic to salt.
Oh, okay. Chim's allergic to salt now. Sorry, Favian is allergic to salt now.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, Rocco, we're just starting, and things have already gone very, 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 very wrong.
I believe pear-shaped would fit in this situation.
It's all Toshime's fault.
I agree.
Right now, I am in this situation of I hugely appreciate the donation, but fuck you for completing that particular one.
You couldn't have waited until after we had the week?
Yeah.
Just to make things more interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose since there are new archways that we could literally just walk through,
Perfect size to the size of your army, darling. We must ensure the proper march. It must be perfect. This is going to be a glorious battle, and nothing can be allowed to lower the perfection of our fights.
well, since Tanya is not here, are we just saying that she's T-posing in the corner, or can I have her go up to the island for aerial support?
She's not there anymore. There's now a that doesn't work. Fudge! Yeah, never mind. That doesn't work.
She isn't T-posing, she's Blair Witching in the corner.
No, I was just going to turn into a little stuffed rabbit until the end of this fight, and I realized, crap, that doesn't work on Lunars. I can't use my reality-bending fairfolk magic to bend the rules.
Ooh, I like Sirio's suggestion in the chat.
What's that?
It's mostly for Chim, you know, so we'll keep you in the dark.
Are we ready to go in?
I guess so. We're kind of limited on time.
One sec, guys. Well, unfortunately, Chim had to step away. Yeah, I guess we're gonna be... So since Tanya's character is still there and can't be turned into a stuffed rabbit, can she go up and give us aerial support?
Yes.
Haha! Alright, so we'll have her do that. Once she's in position, we will march in.
Wait for Chim to come back.
So how's chat doing today?
So yeah, let me know when she's in position, Timmy.
Okay. It takes a little bit of time for her to get into position. Before long, you guys are ready to march in.
As we go in, what do we see?
I was waiting for the others to get back. They stepped away.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, we are marching in. Nevis will have his troops line up properly. The boy is still with us, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well then, Nevis will have him right next to him.
He will be following at your side, looking around very confused. As you guys step through, and you can see a massive, massive army of beasts and twisted creatures that you're not... They don't seem to make sense. Like, things should not be that way.
Well, time to come up with a rousing speech. I'll just fly off the hip on it. All right, troops. We face a creature of pure chaos today. A nightmare straight from the wilds itself, leading an army of twisted abominations. Mockeries of us, even. Our fair beast folk. They choose to mock us and challenge us, but we will rise triumphant. I am Nevis, king of conquerors, and they shall fall before our might. And charge.
Make a per charisma plus
Presence?
presence roll.
As soon as my mouse decides. There it goes. So I did choose one of my I realized that I was supposed to choose specialties, and I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I did choose a specialty for presence of persuasion. Would that apply?
Are you trying to persuade your people to do something?
To do better.
Then yes, I will allow it.
Cool. So I need 9. And I already lost count. So, there we go.
Welcome, Tanya.
There's Tanya.
Tanya!
Sorry, I slept right through my alarm.
You're good.
This new job has me way too exhausted.
So, just to keep you up to date, Domino has summoned a giant palace of salt. He took back giving us a week, and he's right here. He's got all the villagers and is threatening to kill one an hour, Currently, my army is marching towards the fortress, the palace thing. And yeah.
And we have a whole bunch of wild creatures around us.
Well, they're inside the palace, as far as I'm aware.
No, they're right in front of you.
Oh, okay. I thought they were inside the palace.
No, they're inside the walls of the palace.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's set up. You have the outer gates, which you guys just went through. Then you have a courtyard type area, which I was going to start describing soon. Then you have the actual palace itself. This army of abominations and nightmares are currently in the plaza leading to the building.
I gave you my roll. I have, based on the 7, that would be 3 successes.
Okay. I will let your people have a +1 dice roll for this combat. So it looks like the army hasn't tried to do anything. This glade area, this area leading between the walls and the palace, there's not much to it. It looks almost barren and dead. It's more just sandy, dusty emptiness. There's nothing.
Well, I am at the front of my army. Nevis never leads from behind, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to meet this other army.
What about everyone else?
Well, I'm going to be following up in the back, but I will be activating Peripheral Essence for Chaos Repelling Pattern.
What does that do?
Out to short distance, this protects an area around in every direction. Characters within this area of focus cannot be twisted by the wild, nor can their minds be torn asunder by its influence. It also forces the environment within its area of effect to behave within the physical laws of creation. Ground will not transform beneath the solar's feet, nor will suddenly fall from the sky. However, this charm does nothing to stop the creatures of the wild from attacking the solar, nor will it do anything to change their composition.
Okay.
So does that mean is I'm getting closer to the castle, the salt behaves as normal creation and starts...
You'll see. And he goes out to short range, yes?
Yep.
Okay.
I would be around the front of the army playing music to bolster their spirits.
Alright. Now that I've got everything opened up and turned on, I'm gonna need a rundown on how the battlefield looks again.
It's maybe a half-mile long. It is nothing, though. It's just empty, sandy, barren between the walls of the salt castle and the actual castle itself. Oh yeah, and probably between 400 and 500 abomination nightmares, of which don't look very nice.
Alright. Now these abominations, they're ground units?
You're not sure. They don't really follow the laws of symmetry.
Fair enough. All right. Well, since Fabian's was it Fabian or Nevis that was the general that's leading from the front lines.
Nevis.
Nevis. Since Nevis has his ground units, I would be supporting them with flying automatons.
That's exactly what I was having you do when you were not here. I was like, can we just send
good,
her
you
up
know
for
me so
aerial
well.
support?
Well, you guessed correctly. That is the tactic that I would use there. I don't know what movesets the automatons would have, though.
What are you doing, King of Conquerors?
Like I said, I'm leading my troops into the fray. We're not gonna hold back. They are charging to meet the foe head on.
Oh, and if this makes any difference, now my cast is at glowing.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's have you roll join battle. Is anyone else going to try to join battle as well against this army?
Alright, since I'm gonna be giving him support, I should too. Where in the book would I find movesets for these?
Let me go look.
And I think Varric was gonna enter Ebon Shadow form.
And
Okay.
it already starts, Tim.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, after rolling 2 10s.
Explosive.
So how do we roll join battle?
Give me just 1 second. It is on your sheet if you scroll down.
It's wits plus awareness.
Wits plus awareness.
And then you'll add 3 to whatever you roll. Number of successes.
Alright. Wits. That's 3. Awareness is 3. 6. Alright, and then I add what to the roll?
3 after, you add 3 to the number of successes you have.
You got so upset I got 2 10s in, but there you go with 1 10, 2 9s.
Oh, that would be a total of the 10s count as 2, right?
Yep.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I've 4 successes. If 7's the threshold, I believe.
I'm at 10, and yes, 7 is the threshold. Holy crap, Varric!
That was 9 for join battle plus 1 for fleet of foot. No, fast reflexes. Sorry.
Everybody wakes up in the morning, he's already holding the bad guy's head. What the hell?
And I'm
You're the
using
sneaky, stabby assassin.
Flashing Vengeance with this, which gives me essence to my join battle. And if I'm before the person that I'm attacking, I get an auto hit.
Oh, wrong thing. It didn't copy like it was supposed to.
Do I re-roll my 10s?
Yes.
Do I re-roll that 10 as well?
Yes.
I posted the stats of your automatons in the Tides of Madness.
Alright. Whoa, that's a lot. I'm gonna need them.
Oh, sorry. For the record, Timmy, my army will be splitting into a basically three-pronged attack. Nevis and the boy down the middle, because I believe we've got, 3 arches here on ground level.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's 3 on ground level, 2 above, and then 1 on top for the arches. But anyways, they're going through the center, and half the army's going through the left, the other half through the right.
Oh, alright, so these have their own dice for joining battle?
They should have a join battle pool, which for them.
Yeah, you have it at the top. It says join battle 8 dice.
Yep. So you roll 8 dice for them. Or if you're going to give them orders, you can just have them roll into battle during your turn.
I suppose I need to find the...
Okay, fair enough. I ignore that roll then. They would be using ranged combat, obviously, since they're running support.
Mm-hmm.
Where would I find the stats for my army?
Let me go find it real quick.
Did you ever figure out if it's different for them being beast folk?
We can add in a few things, but otherwise it's going to be mostly what it says here. Where are you? There they are.
I will go ahead and pin these posts just so we can find them easier.
Here's your army. Note, you are going to add equal to your size to a lot of these things. So whenever you make a dice roll, let me know and I will tell you what to add on to it.
Okay. Enchanted brocade?
Armor.
Oh.
Oh wow, you copied directly from the book. That's how Wild Barbarians ended up in the middle of that. I was wondering about that.
Alright, so for the join battle...
Before they roll join battle, first you and I have a roll we must make.
You and I?
Yes. We have to roll your war plus intelligence plus any specialties. This is the strategic maneuver roll for armies.
Come on, good numbers. I'll go with that. So that would be 4 successes.
Okay. Just need to know that. Okay, continue on now. Now we roll join battle for your army.
So looking at this stat block...
You should have a join battle roll. 10 dice.
10 dice. Okay.
Alright, It looks like you skipped over the actions in combat here.
Oh god.
Oh no, there it is. Okay. It's just the formatting got all broken.
I am very tempted to use a willpower to re-roll that. Or can I?
You could. It doesn't matter as much for armies, though.
Oh,
For armies, it is strictly when they go. You never make You never make attacks against their actual initiative.
Oh, okay.
You make attacks against their magnitude. Alright, give me a second. So how many successes did everyone roll?
After the +3, I had 7.
Just for the sake of ease later on, after you roll something, type into the chat what you were rolling for and how many total successes you had.
Alright, fair enough. My total successes was 4. So I had a 10, a 9, and an 8.
I have a total of 10.
Alright. That's a significantly higher number. Alright, so for the combat attack options, I'm seeing slashing sword, unarmed, and grapple. But since these are area units, they'd be specialized for ranged combat. So
Yeah, I was going to change it and let you know when we did it.
Alright. Yeah, because basically the units here would just be unmanned drones. I'd just be conducting drone strikes. I'm not the U.S. Army, I swear.
Jesus, Varric. Nevis, what did you have?
10.
Nope, wrong button. Alright. Susha?
It's 8s, 9s, and 10s, right?
7, 8, 9, and 10.
And -1.
10.
So 1.
Yeah, 1 is a -1. 10s count as 2, and you re-roll them. And yeah, you also add 3 onto that.
So 4 altogether. With the
4.
bonus.
Okay. Okay, Adamant, what did you roll? Okay, I'm gonna have your army go since you're leading them, Nevis, on your turn. Varric, you are going to get first move on this turn as the Fey creatures look like they're getting ready to start charging you.
Super. So just some clarification. Sorry.
I just need some clarification too. Now, he said that he made his own fortress.
Mm-hmm.
Is it airborne or ground-bound?
Just on the ground.
Alright.
Big old salt castle.
Oh. Well, obviously I would have the floating fortress somewhere to the backside of our own forces. I had completely forgotten to ask, what options exist for long-range artillery?
You never actually tried to activate the artillery weapons of the fortress.
All right. So they technically exist, but no one's actually repaired them yet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough.
And the castle and all of us have been moved closer towards the river.
Oh yeah. So I was wanting to know how exactly a turn works. Like how many actions can you take, or how many?
Usually one movement action, one normal action.
Being like a simple charm, or
A simple charm would be a action, yes. Usually you combine those with something you're doing, though, too. The charms never do anything on their own. They help you do something, though.
I gotcha. So if I wanted to activate my Eben Shadow form, that would be pretty much my whole turn.
Yeah, you could also start moving towards the army if you wanted, or try to move away from them, or whatever you would like, yes.
But I couldn't do. I can't recall if this actually counts as a stealth.
You can attempt to do both.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll attempt to stealth as well as using the Eben Shadow form as my first activity.
Alright, give me a dex plus stealth, plus any specialties you have.
Okay, Dex plus stealth, that'd be 10.
How are you going to hide, though?
That's a good question. I don't suppose there's any like dark areas or
There is nothing.
Nothing.
This is a void.
Great.
It's flat desert sand.
Right.
And right now, just to let you know, since my cast mark is showing, there's a -3 to stealth.
Okay. Well, that kind of eliminates a lot of my good actions. Pretty much my whole character.
Yeah, we brought the rogue to an area that's just a giant spotlight.
This is great. Yeah, so maybe I won't be doing that then. Hang on a second. Recalculate here.
Do you have any stealth charms that would allow you to hide?
Would it be possible for his character to use other friendly units, to obscure his line of sight, like sneak in
Yes.
along behind them?
That's
Yes.
it's actually good, not a bad idea.
Or
I'm
hide
gonna
in
hide
This is
behind-
exalted. Over the topness is always rewarded.
I'm gonna hide in Nevis' shadow.
He is fairly large. I will allow this.
Sweet.
I'm just picturing that 3 attacks in. They're like, okay, where the heck is that extra arm coming from? I counted. You've got 5 fists. What the hell?
To be fair, they're hobgoblins. They don't understand the ways of symmetry.
They just think that Nevis is swinging his arms way too fast and has no open spots.
Where the heck is that chain coming from? Okay. So yeah, I guess.
By chain, but he's not holding one.
Nevis is like 9 or 10 feet tall.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could easily hide behind that.
Oh yeah, I'm only like 5'1", I think. So yeah, I guess I'll be hiding behind Nevis in his shadow as he charges into battle, I assume, with his turn.
I just realized, if he's 9 feet tall, then the argument between him and Adamant would have been even more hilarious to observe.
So I can use the Eben Shadow form as well as stealth. You were saying the same turn,
Yes.
and you said a Dex plus stealth.
Yep, dex plus stealth, plus any specialties you might have.
Yeah, I don't think I have. Yeah, stealth and is this considered? This isn't considered a city, is it?
Nope.
Okay, didn't think so.
It's an ant city. It's all sand.
Sand City, that works. And then 2 more. Dice are with me today.
How many did you get? 1, 2, 3, 4.
7 of them?
Yep.
For most rolls? Okay, cool.
7 successes.
So, let me see. Any enemy that fails to oppose bot roll when entering stealth loses 1 initiative and adds 2 adds stealth divided by 2. Round up to base initiative. Also adds 1 defense.
Let me see their thing real quick.
Also, how do I track my initiative? Where do I put that?
I have it on the thing.
In the upper right, you'll see two cross of Fantasy Grounds. You'll see two crossed swords.
Ah, combat tracker. Cool.
Yeah.
Gracias.
I'm trying to find their perception. Oh. Well.
Yeah, you did say they're hobgoblins, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, they have the perception of a log, don't they?
Mhm.
Yep. They do not see you as you just vanish. They're not really paying attention to you, it seems.
That's the idea.
So yeah, actually, if you're able to, keep yourself low, keep a low profile versus these big, tough, stocky units, you could basically treat them like a thicket.
That's actually a pretty good idea. I like how you think.
As one moment he's there among you guys, and the moment these creatures get ready to charge you, he just vanishes, and you're not sure where he went. As Nevis, it is you and your army, sir.
Oh, they have the same initiative as I do?
Yeah, your army will act on your turn, since you're leading them.
His acclaim spreads.
Well, in that case, I was trying to look up some of my charms again. Timmy. It looks like one of my charms automatically adds a success to the strategic maneuver roll.
Okay. You still wouldn't have been able to beat them.
Oh. Never mind.
Quick thing. Are we going to be getting a map for this, or are we just gonna have to visualize it?
Most of this is theater of the mind.
Theater. Of course, it's theater with who we're dealing with.
Of course.
Just perfect.
Just speaking of theater, got a thing I'm gonna be posting in the Discord on the side here.
I guess Nevis is just going to charge in and attack. Head on.
Apply directly to the forehead.
I understand that reference.
So, accuracy plus melee plus dexterity.
Yep.
And one of my specialties is spears. So that should be it. I'm spending a willpower point on that.
Don't you want horrible things to happen?
No! God damn
Oh,
it!
geez, damn.
At least I got more 10s. Okay. So those cancel out. Those do. Those do. Seven successes.
That will hit. What is your weapon's damage?
Plus 9.
What's your strength?
I thought it was dexterity for the spear.
That's to hit.
Oh. 2 then.
11. Okay.
Okay, there. I posted the thing in media sharing.
Roll 8 dice.
One.
Do not reroll the 10. Do not reroll the 10.
Oh, okay. Does the 10 still count as 2?
Yes.
Then 2 successes.
You bound forward at the head of your army, your spear lashing out. You scythe through a few of these creatures, but for every one you kill, there seems to be 5 more. It looked like you only did a tiny bit of damage to them.
Okay. Now fighting with my army. As they would slam into... there would be a bit of a gap between Nevis and the rest of the army. Nevis, of course, has the boy with him. How does the army do its thing? Looks like slashing sword 11 dice.
So add +3 to that.
Bloop. Oh, all these ones are killing me. There is 1 success.
Your soldiers clash against these creatures, but these creatures' bodies just seem to flow and move and morph around. And no matter what you try to do, your soldiers just can't seem to actually hurt these things. Whenever one tries to stab one, rather than actually take the blow, it just flows around and dodges it.
Well, I suppose that is it for my turn then. Unless there's something else I can do.
Not unless you had like a charm or something.
Oh, my familiar.
Yes, you have your familiar as well.
But you control him.
You can control him during combat.
Oh, I don't have any of his stats.
Yeah, since Fabian's hiding in your shadow, that means you have your familiar and your unfamiliar.
Oh, yeah.
You, I thought I sent you the stats for the Martin beforehand in the book.
Oh, okay. I just used the books ones.
Yep. Unless you use charms to change it.
Not yet. Okay. Technically the Great Stoat's stats. Alright. So the Martin is going... My familiar is going to jump off my shoulders, where he normally rides. Jumping into the fray against the army. Slashing with his claws, biting at every exposed part he can find.
Okay.
So it looks like bite is 6 dice?
Yep.
Fred actually said this was going to be a fair fight, did he?
Nope.
I rerolled the 10 there?
Yes. Only damage doesn't cause you to reroll 10s.
Then 3 successes.
Your familiar bounds and leaps, moving from creature to creature, but its fangs and claws just can't seem to find purchase in any of these creatures' liquid-like flowing bodies.
What about my dragon blood?
He's currently with your army at the moment.
Okay.
You would have to separate him from your army to do something on his own.
I'll keep that in mind in the future.
Fabian.
I am looking around and I see that Domino is no longer where he was, but I am going to crouch down and leap up using the monkey leap to attempt to get close to where he was.
Make Dex plus Athletics.
Alright.
Parkour! You begin to bound up the side of the castle, leaping over the army. And then you start moving up onto one of the many balconies in the castle, where you can see Domino standing now, just casually watching.
I am then going to attempt to mimic his voice as I use my voice hurling method, so it sounds like it's coming from him. And army, we must perfectly turn around and retreat. Only in making them believe if we expose our flanks will this be a perfect battle. The voice hurling method does only make it sound like it's coming from him.
What exactly do you say again? Exactly?
Here we go.
What I just said about the exposing the flanks will make it seem like they're losing and thus make it a more perfect battle.
If we make them believe that we have exposed our flanks, it'll make for the perfect battle.
Okay. Anything else?
Unless you want me to roll for that? No, that's my move. I'm up on a wall and made it sound like he said that to the best of my abilities.
Okay.
And then slowly leaning out of the window in disbelief. What are you doing there?
So, rather than following their order, or following what they were going to do and attacking everybody, they are going, as they do not have wills of their own and obey their general in all things, they will instead take their action in order to form up and completely expose their flanks to their enemies.
Nice.
I will absolutely take this attack of opportunity.
There is no attack of opportunity, but they're going to be spending their whole turn rather than getting an attack against everybody, reforming their lines.
Nice.
I'm also possibly glowing a little at this point. I did just use quite a few motes.
Then, yeah, you would be glowing a little bit. So, Adamant, your turn.
Alright, I'm going to be... Since there is now a line of hobgoblins that are directly against Nevis's forces, I'm going to put down a line of withering fire immediately behind the front lines to attempt to separate them from the rest of their forces. Basically chop off the front line so that the explosions are shoving them forwards. I'm assuming that the attack that would be the combat action that you would be giving the flying units would be something similar to a fire staff.
I was going to give them more something according to a bow because fire staffs are extremely expensive.
Alright then. If that's the case, if I've got no splash to work with, then I would be doing withering fire directly into the front ranks.
Okay, then you use the swords dice pool. We're going to change that into a bow.
All right. Slashing sword. That's 8 dice. Damage 16. Minimum 2.
Yep, so just roll the 8 dice to see if you can even hit them.
Wow. How much happened there? There we go. It's 10.
Roll the 10.
Oof. That could have gone better.
Let me check. Your flying drones proceed to unleash barrages of arrows down on these creatures as they gracefully flow and morph around them, dodging each and every arrow shaft that tries to strike them.
All right. I'm good enough at recognizing patterns to see what's going on here. I'm going to use any move action that remains to head directly towards the fortress.
Alright, you would have to move right into them.
Well, these are flying units, aren't they? Or you
Okay,
said that they can shift.
You're in the
so-
air, yeah, so you can start flying over, yeah. It would be probably a turn to get there.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'm using that turn to form up directly in the fortress itself. And you said it appears to be made out of sand, like salt.
Yep.
Sort of like solid massive crystals, or does it appear to be more granular?
Granular.
All right. That's my entire turn spent then. Since I'm aboard the automatons, I can't exactly just leap from one to. Well, I could, but time wouldn't allow it.
Anything else from you? As you are now flying over towards the actual
Oh,
castle
yeah.
itself.
I forgot to click turn complete. So now I'm just spending that entire turn getting all of my troops moved forward, and I guess if they are close enough, I would have them clustering around the tower where the order came from.
Okay. Sounds good. Then it is our next player's turn.
And I'm moving up so that the castle is within close range.
Alright, you are going to have to start moving through the army in order to do that.
Even the spires that
You would have to have some way of getting over the army to get to the castle. Like, Fabian used Monkey Leap technique to actually jump over them.
weren't we entering through the archways?
The archways was through the walls of the castle. To get to the castle itself, you have to cross this empty courtyard area where the army is.
So
Yeah.
were the archways affected by my ability?
The salt looks a little bit more breakable than it was before.
Okay, so it didn't collapse then.
Nope. There's you can feel like there is a reason why it didn't collapse.
Okay. And I'm just going to take a shot with my power bow against him. So that's archery and dexterity.
Yep. Any charms or anything?
Not right now, just in case. That's ooh.
You may spend a point of willpower if you wish to reroll this attack.
Okay. There we go.
Reroll those 2 10s. Reroll that 10.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
6 damage versus them.
What's the damage of your bow?
10.
What's your strength?
Strength is 5.
Jesus! Okay. Roll 13 dice, please. If you're not using any charms for damage.
Okay. That was a pretty good hit.
Yeah, as you rain holy hell down on these things, your arrows seem, unlike the arrows and attacks of the others, seems to just zero in on these creatures. Each arrow just glimmering almost with essence as it rips through a creature with each shot, sometimes even killing 4 or 5 of these things.
By the power of the unconquered sun, I smite thee.
Pretty much. You are ripping through them. So much so that they need to make a action. One moment. What is there this? Oh, joy. Well, that's not going to work. Let's see. Do we get a god roll? Nope. Your arrows just begin to make mincemeat of these things. And rather than to face your arrows, these things have turned around and begin retreating, literally flowing into the ground and vanishing. I didn't expect you to be able to do enough damage to force them to try to rally.
Question regarding the automatons, since we still haven't fully finalized their stats. Colossus Strike is an ability that they have a powerful but slow-moving blow, devastating enemies, but leaving itself vulnerable to attack. May double 9s on a decisive attack, but takes a -2 penalty to defense until its next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said that fire staffs are expensive, and
Mhm.
I get that. And I wouldn't leave an aerial unit without some kind of AoE. So, can I say that the flavor on Decisive Strike is a catapult that launches a large explosive, and that's why it leaves it vulnerable, because it throws it off balance when it does. It's literally just a giant catapult swinging out underneath it and throwing the thing.
The thing is, in the world of Exalted, the AoE attacks basically don't exist except for charms of the Exalted.
Ah.
Mostly, you are going to have soldiers who are going to be armed with bows and such. The only area where fire staffs and such can be somewhat common is in the south, where you can actually get the dust. Otherwise, it is extremely expensive. It's a resources 3 to 4 cost to maintain the cost for one rifle.
You say to the south, but we do have a mobile base. So if we have a patrol
You are
route that we
nowhere
follow.
near the south right now.
I'm saying at the moment, but for future reference, if we're on a patrol route, can we have a warehouse that we stock up every time we come past?
Again, you would not be able to maintain the amounts of dust that you would need in order to
You
keep.
need an active supply.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
So stockpiling it isn't an option.
Not for the amounts that you want it for, not for the amounts of your army that you have.
You'd need to have a contact within the guild to be able to.
And then the issue you're having here is if it was just a few people with it, you could do that. The thing is, you want to fit hundreds of them with this. That's not something
And
you'd
the
be able
size warehouse it would take to keep them supplied over the course of weeks or months would be a gigantic, juicy shoot me sign. Because
the
one
expenditure is
powerful
you
spell into that.
you don't have nearly close to enough money to try and do something like that. And there's
All
nowhere
for
to
that.
Again, resource expenditure, it's still a resource 1 to 2 cost in the south for one fire wand to keep it loaded.
Well, then aside from a ramming attack, I'm not well. Yeah, I don't really have an option here for a Colossus Strike. What that would be? I guess it'd be either be a Ballista Bolt or it would ram into
Probably
the thing.
like a ballista bolt is what it would be.
All right.
Again, flying things also are extremely uncommon. Most armies don't have anything that can fly. You have no idea how strong something that can fly is, and you have a whole force of them. You have a very strong army with just the automatons. The automatons themselves are extremely powerful.
Right.
You're fighting against supernatural creatures, though, that have their own abilities.
Fair enough. It's a hard counter because you basically can't touch them with projectiles, but projectiles is all this force uses.
Oh, you can. They just ran because they were getting ripped apart by arrows.
Oh, I thought that Azusa was using spells.
Nope, he
Nope.
was using his bow.
I haven't used any of my archery charms yet.
Yeah, I was still recompiling this sheet here. All right. There.
So, are we still in combat at this point, or...
No, not at the moment. The army just ran. Nevis, you would see that as they were trying to form into their lines, Zusha just literally went to town with his bow and ripped them a new one until they started fleeing.
He went aimbot. Ban him for hacking.
Well... We are victorious against your army, fair folk. Why don't you come down and face us yourself now?
Oh, baby, why you gotta do me like that?
I'm thinking real quick, sorry.
You weren't expecting them to rally on the first round?
Or, probably wasn't expecting
route.
Nevis to immediately be like, alright, where's the next one?
Sorry, is it route or rally in this case?
Rally,
Pretty sure route, yeah.
Yeah, these soldiers just got routed. Domino is going to look down from his area before looking over at Fabian. That was very good that you did. Very, very interesting. I did not expect you to use my own perfect vocal cords against me. Oh, that was fabulous.
Fabian just kind of gives a little wave from his standing on the salt.
There is now a table complete with little treats, sandwiches, and tea between you and him as he walks over and sits down. Sit, darling. We must have tea. I simply must understand everything that you did. Oh, wait. Well, I am being rude. All of you are now up here on this balcony with him.
I was technically just a few feet to the side. All that's changed is what I'm standing on.
Tea, sandwiches, the dreams of hope and despair from all those who I have captured.
I'm trying to cut back. Dreams go straight to my hips.
Oh, darling, you look fabulous anyway.
You say that, but by rabbit standards, I'm freaking fat.
I will have to
Sorry, I got a little
decline.
bit of the other characters leaking through there.
I will
Do
have
I
to
get
decline
transported?
as well. It is simply not as good as my butler makes.
I'm sorry, what?
He's just standing there, his arms folded. Now,
I'm
are
sorry,
we going
what?
to do this battle or not?
No. We have something more important than a battle to do. Did you just say that your butler makes better tea and treats than I do? You just infringe upon my perfection.
See,
was
we
my
could have just had a
butler's name
kitchen battle
again?
this entire time.
What?
What was my butler's name again?
Ferris?
Ferris. Ah, yes, I am certain that Ferris is superior on that front.
Bring him here now.
So long as you only intend to challenge him to a cooking competition, or
Yes!
perhaps to
I
learn
must prove my perfection with my treats and food. After all, they are far superior than anything a mortal could possibly do.
That's the thing. He's not exactly mortal.
Please. You might be mortals with a few tricks, but nothing compared to my own vast perfection.
One of those
Um,
tricks is creativity.
Fabian, you
Did
also
team
have
exist at the dawn of time? Someone had to have created it.
Fabian, you also have a feeling that there's a reason he hasn't gone after you guys is because he can't due to your presence. None of you have yet attempted to lay a hand on him yet, so he cannot return the favor.
Well, Nevis will eagerly, why can I not remember his name ever? Ferris.
You know-
Ferris. I will get it into my head one of these days. Ferris. He will
You know,
happily
I'm-
summon Ferris.
You know, I'm actually glad then, because my very next turn, since I had the command tower surrounded, would have been using the Colossus strikes, which is why I was asking about them, to decimate the entire foundation below where he's standing. So you would have been considered an attack against him.
We don't know where the villagers are inside the palace.
Oh, he has them locked up inside the palace.
Yeah,
Yep.
I said that, and he's threatening
The
to kill
palace-
them one of them an hour.
The palace came up upon the town that we were at,
Ah.
engulfing all the villagers. And I'm
All right.
wondering, did I get transported up there with my charm active?
Alright, so I have summoned Ferris.
You guys recognize this man, the butler who is always with, almost always with, Nevis. He just eyes the fair folk with eyes to just scream of dismissal and you are beneath me.
Ferris, this creature believes that it can prepare a better tea than you. Would you be so kind as to prove your superiority?
Everyone sit. I will show you the true power of a butler.
I love how this is what the battle has turned into.
Hey. Adamant isn't saying a single freaking thing because lives aren't at risk here. If there are any lives at risk, it would only be the one person that's being fought against.
He actually has charms for this.
Holy crap, that's a lot of dice.
What the heck? Why?
1 second.
And also, if I can't remember the guy's name. The Fae. What's his name?
1 second.
Domino.
Domino. Yeah. If Domino has us be the taste testers for the different ones, Adamant doesn't exactly have a refined palate. She prefers eating the same rations as her men. So she would have a soldier's taste.
And the environment within the area of effect of me has to obey the physical laws of creation, if that affects its charms.
So you can't make a tea that tastes like sunshine. Well, I guess you could if you had a bunch of capsaicin. This is... yes, Chin, this is the Food Wars episode.
Yeah, so Nevis is eagerly sitting, relaxing in the seat. Martokio on his shoulders.
So Domino supplies a area of which everything that he needs to create tea, sandwiches, and everything else. And he proceeds. You see a massive flare of pure fire just surround him. Like there's just an aura of fire that almost looks like a giant Eastern dragon now surrounding this man as he begins to move around, chopping, cutting, making sandwiches, pouring tea, checking it. And, like, he looks so focused. It's like he's in the middle of a fucking war zone. And he is just carefully putting these little sandwiches, dainty little sandwiches together.
This is it. This is what it looks like. Ultra servant.
As he soon finishes, lifts up all of the plates and proceeds to throw them each before one of you. He moves over, proceeds to pour tea for each one of you before stepping back. Your snack is served, my lords.
Nevis
Can I
will,
borrow him?
Nevis will reach out, take the cup of tea, sip on it, and of course go for one of the little sandwiches as well.
Please, everyone who has it, please make a willpower roll.
Can I bring up
What's
my
that?
sheet here?
Just how many willpower points we have?
Yep.
That part of my sheet doesn't appear to be filled out, unfortunately. I have
You
no
start
idea.
with 5.
5.
5. Alright.
Wait, would this count as a fey poison or similar things?
No.
This is Ferris's thing, right?
Yes.
Ouch.
That's just 3 I got there. Oh, 4. No, because it's 7. So that's...
I have 4 successes.
Each and every one of you are incapacitated by the glorious food that you are now eating. Like, to put this in perspective, you have had food before. You've had really good food probably before. This is not really good food. This is like the ambrosia nectar of the gods upon your tongue that he has crafted for you.
Somehow he's managed
Zusha,
to...
when you eat it, you're pretty sure somehow there should be chaos of the wild with this, but you should be immune to that. But yet it's still so good.
Somehow he's managed to capture the strength of what they brew in the trenches with the delicacy of what they make in the high estates. Not sure how he's actually done that.
And then he went like 10 orders of magnitude higher than that.
Well, that's actually what her response is to it.
He's just smiling smugly.
That's the butler's tea?
Yes, right? That was the butler's stuff. Timmy?
Yes.
Yeah. So, when you say incapacitated, do you mean we are instant food coma, or...
Oh no, it's like, oh,
Okay.
oh.
You gotta stop and do a double take. It's like, what exactly is this?
Ah, excellence as always, Ferris. Excellent.
His pride was on the line.
Dare I say, this is perfect. Looking very sternly at Domino as I say it.
Domino is looking at this food as though he has just had like an ungodly amount of he does it is perfect, pure perfection. I thought I knew perfection, but I had not seen it until just now.
Just had to see somebody create it.
You! He is your butler, you say?
Yes, and he is not for sale.
No. There is only one thing that I can do after facing tea and snacks of this magnitude. As he gets up, walks over regally to you, and gets down on one knee and bows to you. My lord, I humbly swear myself to your service.
Holy.
I have seen your perfection, and it is only by combining my perfection with your perfection that I might reach true perfection.
Oh, that's lunch then.
Okay,
didn't
I
realize
am basically the
that.
Pikachu what face right now?
I shall call
Similar
forth
race?
every fair folk that I know. We shall hold the wedding in 2 days' time. That should be enough time to perfectly prepare for everything. Excellent, excellent.
Wedding?
Hold on. Wedding?
Yes, of
I'll
course.
prepare the music.
Oh, excellent. I hope your
and you're
music is as good as his food. Darling, as he looks over at Ferris, you must subtly to the catering. Oh, that will be to die for.
I'm afraid I will not be going into a marriage. That said, your oath is it is verified, sanctified.
Darling, we must simply have a marriage in order to actually bring our two houses together. That is the way things are done.
I accept vassals, not mergers.
Ooh.
That said, those that serve under me do get to enjoy this. Nevis
Things
does.
hard to get, I see.
It never.
Shall make it even more worth getting you.
Wait, what?
Fair folk logic. Don't try to make sense of it.
No, what did you say?
Oh, he now wants to seduce you.
Oh.
Oh.
For the record, Nevis does every day invite groups of his soldiers to have, afternoon tea with him.
You have never seen Ferris work this hard. Not when he used basically every charm he has when it comes to this type of thing in order to get 40 successes on the roll to make his food.
Oh my god. Well, again, his pride was on the line, was it not?
He is one hell of a butler.
This was what it means to buttle even further beyond.
Who knew that the ability to craft tea and scones and little sandwiches is what ends up saving the day somehow?
Side note, if you do decide to get hitched, I can sanctify the marriage.
Actually, as a quick side, I do have a point of limit break because he was just wanting to have a battle for fun. just for funsies.
Mhm.
Since the battle had a resolution in which no further lives were in danger because it ended up coming down to tea preparation, do I leave that point of limit break or do I remove it?
Oh
You
no, it
roll
doesn't
on
go
them.
away. It doesn't go away.
You
All
roll
right.
for limit break.
All right. Or saying I roll for it to remove, or is that just for any more that get
Oh
added
no,
in the future?
any more that would get added. No, you just don't. It stays there until you go into limit break.
Got it.
As you see Domino snap his fingers again, and the castle is now gone, and the building and all of its people are now back to normal.
In its normal spot.
Yep.
Well, that was a good battle of sorts. As my new vassal, I do expect that you will leave these people in peace, yes?
I shall be the most perfect vassal who has ever vassaled.
I'm going to grow tired of that word before the week is out.
Oh, darling. Have you ever considered not being a rabbit? Rabbits are so passé in last century. I'm thinking perhaps a dragon. Ooh, a dragon would look very nice.
Rabbit reminds me of my past. It keeps the future in focus. It's how I maintain a perfect resolve.
And?
And it's something small, cute, fluffy, generally considered to be innocent and harmless. I like keeping my enemies guessing.
As you see. Well. So, as he looks at all of you, how are you going to deal with the giant invasion that's coming?
Was from Domino?
Yep.
What invasion?
My lord, the invasion of creation. The Second Balorian Crusade, of course.
Because why wouldn't they?
Anyone who wishes may roll occult plus intelligence.
Oh boy, the thing I'm good at. That's 5 and occult.
I got 2 intelligence. I'm not even gonna bother.
Oh! Okay, that was his roll. Let's say 3 ones. Yeah, I just suddenly space out apparently. No, I have 2 successes, 1 fail.
I
Or
was
one
too
botch.
busy planning the wedding music.
Oh my god. Down, Wolfa.
Zusha, you know this. The Balorian Crusade was the crusade that happened right after the Great Contagion that wiped out almost all life in the world. And it was a army of fair folk of such size and power that they unmade 9/10 of creation before they were forced back by the Empress.
So that's what they called that event. That
You
Some
remember
one
the
dice
Empress
short of
coming
it.
to power. She's the one that stopped it. And now she's gone.
Yep, and now, apparently, according to Domino, how are you going to stop the second invasion? What?
Well, it seems I'm gonna have to, expedite my plans then.
No doubt there.
To get
I'll
back
have
to you on that
to.
one.
I'll have to redouble efforts for getting the fortress at full capacity.
They're due to arrive here in around 6 months' time.
Men are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna have to make them pull doubles.
Of course, as your vassal now, it is only fitting that I offer you whatever aid that I can.
I assume that we can always summon you if needed.
Darling, I will stay right here by your side.
Yes, however, you have an important, perfect mission for you.
A perfect mission, you say?
You are the single one capable of delaying them and stopping their preparations. I do believe that that is the most perfect task for you.
Oh, darling, of course I could do such thing.
Meanwhile, we shall prepare to conquer all of creation.
What? Oh, wait, conquer. You're wanting us to what? Fight against the Dragonbloods? Overthrow them in just 6 months in order to mount a defense of our own?
It will be a glorious endeavor.
First off,
Oh, you're adorable.
first off,
No,
I don't think
you guys just heard another voice.
Uh-oh.
As you see someone watching you from one of the rooftops, a very amused look on his face. He looks to be in his late 20s. And he's just kind of smirking at you all.
Oh, do please go on. I would like somebody other than me to explain to him how foolish that plan is.
Well, you can't take over creation. Because I'm the one who's going to.
Okay, so at least now we know who he is.
And who might you be?
He kind of gives a shrug. Person who's going to put the end to all the Dragonbloods for what they did. Bring about golden age from creation, save the world, you know. Good
Okay,
things.
he's not who I thought he was.
And unfortunately for you, well, I'm the one who's going to be taking over.
I see. So you must be here to become one of my vassals. I am the king of conquerors.
He always does this.
Unfortunately for you, Mongrel, I'm going to be the king of kings.
Gonna be
Okay,
the main
Gilgamesh.
event, like your king
What?
was before. Brushing up on looking down.
So
What?
for those that have seen, for those of you that have seen Fate, specifically Fate Zero, Nevis is somewhat based on. Why am I having such trouble with names today? Iskander.
I've never seen Fate.
You should.
I get told that about literally every single anime that anyone has ever liked.
Well, yes, but you should especially here because, I mean, you're now basically partially in Fate now.
Fate is actually a good show to watch for Exalted.
It's also a really good show in general. I have
Yes, it
noticed all
is.
my friends
If you
watching.
point me to a good site for it, I can try killing a few episodes here and there when I've got time.
It's a long show, isn't it?
No, most of the series are only like 24 episodes.
Oh, is that all?
With Fate, it's a matter of they've got multiple different series set in the same world at different times and such.
That's what I thought.
We're referring to Fate/Zero. The
All right.
first.
Oh, again, you linked me to a good website for it, and I'll try to kill a few episodes.
Netflix.
Getting back to the game itself, though.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if I may interject, who ends up being the owner, ruler, commander, vassal, whatever, currently is irrelevant. We have 6 months. Even if you assume a crushing defeat for your enemies, overwhelming victory for yourself, you've still just cut the amount of defenders of creation itself in half. You've weakened yourselves by turning against yourselves, which is the exact kind of thing that plays directly into their hands. As much as we all here hate the Dragonbloods, hate what they've done, we can't afford to fight against them at this point in time.
Sure, we can. We don't need pathetic traitors helping us.
Then use them. Use them to fight the forces for you.
They're useless. Present company
Nobody's
excluded.
useless.
Said Dragonblood just gives a shrug.
There are those that might be redeemed. However, regardless, we cannot fight it alone. The Dragonbloods cannot fight it alone. They must all be united as one.
Hey, Nephis, give me a willpower roll real quick.
1 moment. Hey there, Milo. I was in the middle of running Stream Raiders.
Unless this goes with an intimacy.
For me, it definitely goes with an intimacy. Because you're killing off half of your area's defenders simply as a matter of pride.
There you go. Meanwhile, Nevis's defining intimacy is that we will be united.
You feel something with this person.
Repeat that?
You feel something with this person.
What do I feel?
You're not sure, like, there's like this overwhelming connection almost that you can feel with him.
Oh crap, it's your solar.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. Timmy?
Yes?
It'll be a double wedding!
Whoa!
What?
Of all the people for me to be hooked up with, you had to go with Gilgamesh!
Totally ship them.
No!
You don't know who they are.
I, as a player, know who you're basing this on. And I, as a player, am like, ah. Anyways. Some of them may be mongrels, but I, for one, will see as many as we can get united amongst us. with as little bloodshed as is possible.
As he gracefully bounds down to the ground and smiles, lifting his arms, then why don't you show me? Or perhaps I will have you pledge yourself to me, would-be king.
No, I totally see it now.
I will not bow.
Then I might just have to make you bow. Little weasel.
Oh, his honor.
If you wish to fight, then let us fight. Otherwise, might I offer up a fine banquet? As
Perhaps-
he gestures to the tea and sandwiches that I assume are still present.
Perhaps after I'm done showing you your place in the universe?
My place is standing proud at the front of my army.
I'm just gonna throw my hands up at this dick waving contest and instruct the flying automatons to go and verify that all the villagers are intact and unharmed after this whole back and forth.
As he kind of looks towards the rabbit. You know, maybe I'll just have my soldiers just slaughter all these townsfolk for fun. They need something to do.
And then maybe I'll use your head as a paperweight.
Domino, I may be in need of your forces now. We will not let that happen.
Why? It doesn't seem like you guys care about them at all. They're just a bunch of mortals. I just like the fact that.
Where does your food come from? Who mines the iron in your blades? Who chops the lumber?
Useless machines.
Who maintains the machines?
Slaves.
Aha! So there are people in your production chain. Every
Slaves aren't
production
people.
chain is
They're
reliant on people at some stage.
Slaves aren't people, they're things.
Heartless people are not people. A slave has more heart than you do.
You two can both make a read intentions action.
So, which one is read intentions?
Make a presence plus perception roll.
That's 4 for perception, 1 for presence. Also, I do think I actually still have some dice that I haven't, or some points that I haven't allocated because I never finished filling out my sheet. Okay, yeah, Adamant's too pissed off at this guy to read any intentions.
I love how every 10 was countered by a 1, but I still wound up with 4 successes.
Nevis, you're realizing something as
He's a flurry of emotions, that's why.
he is purposely trying to push your buttons as though he's trying to see how you'll react. He seems to be just trying to test you all and see how far he can push you and see how you'll respond.
Well, if he keeps pushing Adamant any harder, he's gonna end up in a fight with her. Because given what he just said, I mean, I get that, you know, out of character, he's just doing it to push people's buttons, but she doesn't know that. So would that be a roll towards limit? Since he's talking about people as just disposable machines.
Roll a dice. 1 dice.
1d10.
Yep. You get a point of limit.
All right. So yeah, she's really struggling to hold back her temper right now. Nevis.
He does not have intentions to do it, I believe. That is what I read, right?
Yes. You're getting the sense he's specifically picking his words to try and poke at you the best way he possibly can.
Nevis is all about action. What the frick?
What just happened?
The hell?
Jim pressed the wrong button, apparently.
Dice bomb.
Yeah.
Why so many dice?
I was checking stuff in the background for later, and then I accidentally pressed a button.
Take 146 points of caltrip damage.
I dropped my Legos. I'm sorry.
That's it. We'll just surround creation with a wall of Legos.
Brilliant.
To solidify creation, you need people.
You can say what you will about his intentions, but nobody's willing to make that kind of an argument unless they have some experience in that thought process. I have people to go attend to. I just shift to Falcon and fly the heck out of there.
Words mean little. Actions are where it's at.
As this stranger just casually sits down on an overturned box and just watches the bird fly. Well, she's a freaking idiot. How the hell do you have her in charge of things? As he looks over at Nevis.
She runs her air island thing. I handle the army.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust her at all.
He shrugs.
Not when she's so easy to push. If she's on the battlefield and something like that happens, she can get a lot of people killed if she does something stupid.
That's why she generally avoids the battlefield.
You kind of see him wave a hand around.
She was up on the airship earlier doing whatever it is she does up there. Her forces were the actual ones down doing the, fighting of sorts.
I would like to point out that in that fight I was actually riding one of the automatons.
Okay.
Don't know if you'd be aware of that or not. Or either of them would be aware of that.
Nevis wouldn't really respect that either way, as being part of the fight. Because unless you were actually involved in the fight.
Anyway, I suppose I should apologize for the way I introduced myself. I wanted to see how you would react, though.
You have done nothing wrong. Words are but pleasantries to exchange. It is oaths and actions that matter. Come, have a drink. And Nevis will gesture towards the tea.
He's gonna shake his head. I watched what happened when one of you guys drank it. No thanks.
You are definitely missing out on a fine cuisine.
As he looks over at Varric, Zusha, and Fabian. So you three have been pretty quiet so far.
Been waiting for you to introduce yourself.
He gives a small shrug. My name's Wind.
I've been waiting for something of worth to be said.
And I'll go up and shake his hand. I'm Shusha.
As you see a cast mark flare on Wynn's forehead, a mark of the Zenith Exalted.
Ah, fellow Zenith.
I've been keeping an eye on you for about the last month and a half since you last landed the ship in order to resupply it.
And what do you think of my fine army?
Honestly, I don't think they're gonna last a minute.
And what makes you say that?
Because I think they're going to be useless against the type of opponents you might be facing. They're only mortals. You're gonna get them killed.
With me at their front, we will conquer.
You're a one-man army, and you have all of them. Why do you need an army?
It isn't a matter of me needing an army, but rather a purpose for these soldiers. Many of them have been treated poorly, have been attacked, have been slaughtered at the ends of this empire. I give them the training, the tools, and the experience needed to ensure that they can take back what they deserve.
Since I have no way of knowing that he wasn't another fair folk that was doing their thing, I'm going to be doing a full inspection of the town. Having my automatons scan over for anything suspicious out of the ordinary. I mean, food that might be tampered with, any units that might be hiding around the edge, that sort of thing.
Perception alertness.
It's 4 and awareness. You said
Yep.
that's 7 dice, and there's a 10 in there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and no botches.
Everything looks a-okay.
Just waiting for the story to progress here. 'Cause there's nothing really else for my character to do.
I said my thing to him, so...
I was waiting to see if anyone else had anything, though.
Already shook his hand.
Not me.
So, I take it he looks over at Domino before looking back at you guys. So, apparently, so he says, there's an invasion of Fairfolk coming. You guys gonna do something about it?
What do you advise?
He looks over at you when you say that. There are ruins in the wild. Places that survived when everything around them was wiped away. There are some things you might be able to use there to give you a shot at stopping this army before it gets to creation.
Thank you.
And just like that, it's Creeper World 4.
It's either that or go after the Imperial Manse.
That I was thinking of for our first target. Perhaps we might enlist the aid of the Silver Pact with us as well.
The what?
I'm assuming that they're secretive, the organization of the Lunars?
Yes.
Okay. Do people generally refer to themselves as Lunars and Solars and such?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure. Us Lunars have a, organization of sorts, unity of all of us together. We actually came here, on the request of the Silver Pact to, rescue this little one here. And he puts his, hand on the kid's, head, ruffling the hair a little bit.
The boy just kind of smiles a little bit.
I know personally that, they have a little bit of a grudge, you might say, against the Empire, as it were, and I'm certain we can enlist their aid.
He nods slightly. That could work. It would take a while to get a group of Lunars together, though. But I'm sure you guys could probably send a message. That'd be helpful.
Oh, not really. Most of them are already in, one location.
Oh. Huh, good to know.
Am I supposed to be keeping this secret?
I was about to mention that.
It just occurred to me. I'm like, have I just basically become a social pariah revealing this?
Don't worry about it.
Kind of feel like he should.
I mean, in character, would Nevis know that he's gonna be in trouble for that?
Does Nevis pay attention to his elders who think they're better than him?
Nope.
Fair point.
And it is your solar partner.
So what was it that he revealed? I missed that one part.
The Lunar Pack.
Yep.
All of Lunars are together in one place.
Wait, what pact?
Silver Pact?
Yeah,
No,
I'm
they're
drawing a
not-
blank here.
They're the people that gave you your tattoos.
Ah, okay. Okay.
They're the organization of Lunars, you know?
Yeah, sorry, I spent this entire week walking around 500 miles in total, so everything that I had learned about Exalted has kind of just melted out.
The Solar is going to look at you. I don't have many charms for going into the wild, but if one of you might be able to assist me, we could attempt to take over some of these ruins and repair them. And prepare them for the invasion that's coming.
Sound.
I believe our first order of business would be going and contacting the Silver Pact.
Well, if they're near the wild, then we'll probably run into them.
Aren't they, like, in the middle of the ocean?
No?
Do they move and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know where they are?
Probably knew where they were.
You can find out.
They usually they stay in the wild usually, or at least the edges of the wild.
Okay, so then I'll know that they're over there. Somewhere. Okay. So, yeah, I guess we start packing things up, getting our troops back on the island, and heading for the Silver Pact.
Sounds good. Then, as you prepare to depart, end of session then.
All right. But before we, are you saying you depart doesn't like leave the area entirely?
Well, once you guys depart, yes.
All right. The moment that we're all back up on the fortress, I pull Nevis aside.
Okay.
So, what exactly is the story with him?
By the way, that Solar is with him.
That's I said pull him aside. So it said that those two are just like, walking lockstep with each other.
Oh dear.
Do I know that he... Like, would I know that he's my solar?
You can make the guess, yes.
Alright, if that's the case, then Favian's the one that I pull aside, since... So rogues are usually
no.
the ones that you ask if you need intel.
Nevis will happily go aside. It's not like he's not going to be glued to this guy.
So, what exactly is the story with him?
Well, it seems he may be my solar.
Of course. Why not? At least that puts a lot of my worries to rest.
He believes
Go on.
that we need to be preparing instead of unifying creation. I would agree that some preparation is a good idea.
I never implied unification would be possible, but preparation is good. I had to excuse myself. If I'd stayed any longer, it would have come to blows. What's the current plan?
The plan now is to go towards the wild. We will be attempting to seek out the pact and enlisting their aid for the preparations.
So my character has a one of her. Just a moment. Come on, load the sheet. Load it already. Yeah, archaeology and anthropology are two minor intimacies for her. And if I scroll back up to the first page, I don't know why it has to reload the page. Where is it? Lore. And she has 2 points into lore. So would she be aware of those old ruins and the potential power in them? Hello?
Sorry, you guys were cutting out for me. I was trying to fix my thing.
Alright,
Unanimous dispensation.
my character has 2 points into lore, and she has archaeology and anthropology as minor intimacies. So would she be aware of those powerful ruins at the edges of the wild?
Make an occult plus intelligence roll.
Real quick, HM Queen, thank you very much for that donation. We are now at 150% the donation goal. Merry
Alright, so
Christmas
that would-
to you as well.
That would be occult, not lore. So I feel like ruins would have an archaeological significance, so that would allow me to lend lore to it.
Just occult plus intelligence.
All right. Three successes, one botch.
You are aware of some legends, but not that much.
So yeah, all I'm able to see at this point is the surface level motive for going out there. Of course, this is all amounting to flavor text because my immediate follow-up to that would be. So we're just heading out there to contact the. Wow, I'm already blanking. Damn it.
Silver Pack.
Silver Pact, thank you. So we're just heading out there to contact the Silver Pact.
Well, there are ruins there that we are going to attempt to reclaim and rebuild. We'll grab the Silver Pack to assist us, and possibly see about unifying creation as well.
True unification of creation is something that would take decades. But since as we have a common foe, that may be a much better avenue to pursue. This Stoller, is he going to continue to be as, let's say, belligerent as he's been? Or do you have a handle on his behavior now?
He was doing that to test you and your particular reactions to it. All of us, really. To put it bluntly, you failed.
It's a matter of perspective. Failure would have been if I killed him before we could get any more information out of him. Then it would have been a wasted asset.
Giving into simple words. The fact that you let him get to you that well would be a failure.
I know you well enough to know that you only ever speak earnestly in what you believe. I'll think about that.
If you need an ear, my tent is always open.
I'll go to the helm and have our heading changed.
I think here is where we will call it for right now.
Alright, let me finish this Stream Raiders battle. For everyone else here on the stream, I am going to be back for sure in a couple of hours with Red Flag Rejects, Dungeons and Dragons.
Where I can go from being all moody and surly to actually, you know, being Tanya.
Oh, you mean trying to blow up the city? And
Those
kill the
rats were
DM?
asking for it. Don't you give me your sass. Those rats, they must be exploded. It's the only solution.
And next time I'll be the crazy one trying to talk to my weapon.
Oh? Alright, we got a Martin video before we end. Let me get that up.
Ow! Ow!
My weapon is an artifact one, so it has its own ideas and perception of itself.
Anyways, thank you all so much for joining us for... Am I coming through? Okay. Thank you all so much for joining. Oh, why is that not working? Oops.
Playing Image Broken.
Apparently. Oh, that's why. One
He
moment.
broke it. He broke it.
I moved all the files around and I updated every other group except this one.
He broke it. It's broken.
It is not broken. See? It's perfectly fine. Alright, so anyways, thank you all so much for joining us for Tides of Madness Exalted. We will be back next week with more of it. Actually, I'll double check that. We can...
I think we're skipping next week. 4th of the month.
No, that starts in January.
I said correct.
Yeah. So, yeah, we will be back next week with more. I will be back at 6 p.m. Central Time with Red Flag Rejects, Dungeons and Dragons. Do come back for that. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of all of you that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I seriously cannot do it without you guys. I am streaming full-time now, and it is because of the support that I'm able to do so. So thank you. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. You can find links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Do consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming and supporting the channel continuing there. But for now, I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, folks.
Thanks for coming, everyone.